Top 5 Best Mid-Range Smartphones in 2020. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy A51. The Galaxy A51 is the typical Samsung mid-ranger with great AMOLED screen and capable enough chip, while its camera is up to par most of the time. It is a plastic phone and as such, a huge fingerprint magnet. The A51 also disappoints with its low-light images and lacking video capturing modes, but it makes up for that with smooth One UI experience. The Galaxy A51 sure isn't the best phone, but the A series are often subsidized by carriers and these Galaxies have a rather strong following out there. So, it deserves a spot in this guide and you should check with your local carrier for offers. Pros: excellent AMOLED display, good battery life, 15 watts charging, gaming-friendly Exynos 9611 chip, generally good daylight images, great portraits and selfies. Cons: plastic build, back is a fingerprint magnet, poor loudspeaker quality, unsatisfactory low-light performance. Coming in number 4. Xiaomi Mi 9T. The Xiaomi Mi 9T, also known as Redmi K20 in some markets, stays as our top €300 recommendation for yet another cycle. There's a lot to like about Xiaomi's entry in this class, starting with the triple camera, as in actual 3 focal lengths. It also makes very good use of them, producing excellent results across the board. That applies to the pop-up selfie cam too, which in turn makes the already great AMOLED display notch less. Add to that the excellent battery life and one of the best chipset outside the 800 series Snapdragons, and the Mi 9T doesn't have any weak points. If anything, its only downside is that certain markets may have the Mi 9T Pro or the Mi 9 proper priced dangerously close to the 9T, and those do come with the top-tier Snapdragon 855 chip. Pros: excellent 6.39 inches AMOLED, color accurate, bright, HDR10 capable, notch-free. Great battery life, 18 watts PD fast charging. Potent chipset, one of the best for the money. Proper triple camera setup, great results from all 3, day and night, photo and video. Top quality selfies too. Cons: one of the higher end Mi 9s could be even better value. Coming in number 3. Xiaomi Redmi Note 8T. If we have about €200 to spend on a phone, we will go with the €150 Redmi Note 8T. It has pretty much everything you'd want out of a handset for this price, a large and sharp display, LCD, but still, a capable chipset, powerful and efficient, a big 4000 mAh battery with 18 watts charging support and a whole array of cameras. But that's not even all. It's built with Gorilla Glass 5 on both sides, it has NFC support, and can even control your legacy appliances with its built-in IR emitter. Perhaps the one thing we can come up with that could be an issue to some is the 200 grams weight. It's not unreasonable, it's just a bit hefty. And yes, an OLED seems like too much to ask in this price bracket. Mind you, in regions where the Redmi Note 8T is not available, the Redmi Note 8 usually is. That's mostly the same phone, only minus NFC and 10 grams lighter, still an easy recommendation. Pros: big battery, 18 watts charger in the box. Snapdragon 665 chipset is still good enough. An ultra-wide camera complements a proven 48 megapixels main unit. Gorilla Glass 5 front and back, NFC, IR blaster. Cons: a bit on the heavy side. There are faster phones, though more expensive. Coming in number 2. Honor View 10. Huawei does a great job of competing with itself in certain markets. Honor is the company's budget subsidiary, and it often turns out nice-looking smartphones with good specs and sharp pricing. Example, the Honor View 10. With high-end components like a Kirin 970 chipset and 6GB of RAM, performance is impressively fast and you won't feel the need for an upgrade for quite some time. There's 128GB of inbuilt storage and a microSD slot for adding more, and dual SIM support for traveling overseas. A headphone jack is a welcome addition for many people, although it comes at the expense of any real water and dust resistance. Design-wise, the Honor View 10 is a reasonably attractive device, with an 18:9 screen ratio and slim bezels top and bottom. It's not as visually stunning as the Mate 10 Pro, but you're not going to be embarrassed to pull this phone out of your pocket either. Likewise, the 6 inches LCD display is perfectly fine, but doesn't have the same deep blacks and vibrant colors you get from OLED screens on other devices. The 3750 mAh battery is larger than much of the competition, and as a result you can expect the phone to easily last until the end of a long travel day. Once you do manage to drain it, the Honor View 10 will go from flat to full Indiana around 2 hours. The dual rear cameras, though, aren't quite as impressive. Due probably to a lack of optical stabilization, photos aren't as crisp in low light as those from the Mate 10 Pro despite using the same sensors. You'll get noticeably better results in daylight, although the AI image enhancements sometimes get a little carried away, turning up brightness and saturation to unnatural levels. When the Mate 10 Pro cost a few $100s more at launch, recommending this device instead was a no-brainer. It's a tougher choice now that there's typically less than $100 between the two. If you're after a headphone jack and dual SIM support, and are happy to trade them for water resistance and camera quality, the Honor View 10 is the perfect phone for you. If you're not, pay a bit more and go for the Mate 10 Pro instead. Pros: solid value, good battery life, high-end specs, dual SIM support, headphone jack. Cons: camera quality isn't as good as the competition. No water or dust resistance. Coming in number 1. Google Pixel 3a. We were big fans of Google's Nexus devices from a few years ago, which combined mid-range prices with impressive hardware and regular software updates. The switch to the Pixel brand sadly meant a big jump in price, and while they've still been good phones, it left value-conscious customers looking elsewhere. Until now, Google returned to its roots with the Pixel 3a, a phone that offers the best bits of the higher-end Pixel models at half the price. For many travelers, this could easily be the only phone they need to consider. The Pixel 3a comes in 2 versions, Standard and XL. The $399 Standard version has a 5.2 inches display and 3000 mAh battery, while for an extra $80, you'll get the 6 inches XL model with a 3700 mAh battery. All other specs are the same. Whichever one you go for, you're getting a lot for your money. The phone comes with 4 GB of memory and 64 GB of storage, there's no SD card, and a mid-level Snapdragon 670 chipset. It's not the fastest in terms of raw performance, but Google has optimized the phone well and you'll rarely notice slowdowns in daily use. The most exciting part for travelers by far, however, is the camera. The rear sensor and underlying software are exactly the same as in the Pixel 3, a phone that was right near the top of every best smartphone camera comparison when it came out. As a result, the Pixel 3a easily takes the best photos of any mid-range smartphone, and betters many others that cost significantly more. You'll get highly impressive shots from this device regardless of overhead conditions, and night sight mode ensures great low-light images as well. The 3a camera does miss out on a couple of things compared to the high-end models, though. The second, wide-angle lens at the front has disappeared, along with the dedicated visual core processor. The latter means the 3a takes longer to process each photo, but for the money, I suspect exactly nobody cares. The polycarbonate back of the Pixel 3a is available in 3 colors, black, white, and purplish. There's no official water resistance rating, but there is that rarest of features in 2020, a headphone jack. These days, we'll take the trade-off. There's an 18 watts USB-C fast charger in the box, which means you'll get speedy top UPS during those tight layovers. eSIM support is also built in, alongside the standard nano SIM slot. On the software side, a pure Android experience and consistent updates have long been one of the best reasons to buy a Google device. That's no different here, with Android updates promised for at least 3 years. That's extremely rare in a mid-range phone. Sure, we could nitpick about the lack of wireless charging on the 3A, or how the free Google Photos storage doesn't cover full-size photos. It'd be nice if the processor was a bit faster, or you could drop in a microSD card if you need it. The reality is, though, that if you care about your photos, there simply isn't a better travel phone for the money right now. It's one of those unusual cut-down devices that's made compromises in areas most people don't care about and kept nearly all the good bits. We're impressed. Pros: low price, great camera, headphone jack, eSIM support, stock Android with regular update. Cons: no official water resistance, mid-range processor, no wireless charging, lack of storage options.